Welcome back, Paladins fans, to the North American Open Qualifiers here for the path to the premier DreamHack Valencia. My name is Pretty Hair, back with Kret. We are ready to get you guys right into that Astral Authorities Spook East Series. Take a look at the little map graphic here, and then we'll get you guys straight into the champion draft. It is going to be Bright March, like we did mention earlier in the broadcast.
I'm still excited.
Yeah, still just as pumped. We didn't see Bright March at all in the other set.
Yep. Beautiful map. Love the capture point.
And that's Astral Authority. They're a very exciting team to watch. They're very loud, very communicative. They scream a lot during the LAN. We'll go ahead and get into their draft, which is one of the most interesting parts of their game. They do a lot of stuff that other teams just are too afraid to do, don't think can work, but Astral Authority, you know, they make it happen.
They still first pick Makoa.
They do. I mean, some things never change. War never changes.
Makoa is very old, so.
He's the ancient.
He is the ancient.
He's the most consistent.
He's a grumpy old turtle.
Good little guy.
Just woke up.
I like totals.
Yep.
Spooky gonna stick with their
Victor. Your boy.
Victor.
Yep.
Good boy. Putting in a lot of damage here. Coming a little bit.
Do you think Victor's lumpy? He just seems like a lumpy dude to me.
How do you mean?
I don't know, just generally lumpy.
What does that mean?
Like personality-wise.
Lumpy.
Physically.
Stoic.
Sure. You could say that. So Victor and Drogos, as we mentioned before, damage threat from the ground, damage threat from the air. And this map, usually Victor needs to be careful about high ground. This has the sort of high ground that I think is favorable for him, as long as he can get a nice firing line.
Because he can get there with his own
That's also true.
Boots on the ground kind of guy is Victor. And Drox is a good answer to both of those characters, and something iDropBodies loves to play for Astral Authority. Very dangerous on it. I love to see him back in that flank, in that carry role. He played a little bit of support at the Masters LAN. It just wasn't really working for Astral. So they've gone back to the basics here, it looks like. Getting
you can't have a dude named iDropBodies playing support.
Healing people, just like,
that's like having a dude named Healersaurus playing a damage character. Actually, that's the sort of guy that you see playing Shot Grok. Healosaurus. He doesn't heal. Or the kind of guy that plays Sarahs in your casual games and never heals.
And doesn't do any healing. Oh, Whitlow being hovered right now alongside the Rook. Please,
don't mess with me.
Yeah, no, I hope it comes out. I mean, it definitely seems like a character that can be viable. I mean, her dead zone ability, very, very strong, especially with some of the legendaries that can be used alongside of it. Completely blocking off healing in an area.
It's not going to be Willow. Don't get my hopes up. It's Shaolin.
It is Shaolin there. Maybe just a little bit too new, you know?
Yeah.
You come from Smite,
some time.
A game that has a lot of new characters coming in very time, and a game that is probably more strategy-based, I think, than Paladins.
Well, it's more mature. Paladins will get there.
So how long, well, there is that 2-week period where you can't play champions in rank, but how is it working a character, a new character, into a competitive situation? It depends
on the character, man. It depends. A lot of it is off of just initial feel, right? Whoever plays the role that would play the character has to say, is this worth putting time into? Do I think this character is going to be good enough to just immediately start playing? I think Chiron was one that like immediately went into a metagame. Divios is well known for loving characters and saying, we're going to play him, it's going to be great, and then nobody does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Serket, for example, right? Like, absolutely amazing character, but when she first came out, like, nobody played her in competitive because it took about a month and a half to really get to learn her. And that can happen for the more complex characters. I think we've seen it in Paladins too, right? Like, I think Shaolin took a little bit.
Shaolin actually, I think, did take a little bit of time. You're right. Yeah. That's a good point there, Grok. Actually be locked in for Spooky Esports despite no deployables.
He still does a lot of damage.
He still does do a lot of damage. A lot of people...
honestly, the shielding, right? Like, Makoa's shield dies pretty quick. You've got a Victor and Drogos. They're going to tear through it. Ruckus doesn't have a shield that can block shock balls, so I think they could get big value, and Grok's healing when it's up and you're standing in it is really good in that moment.
Absolutely.
Granted, and honestly, there's also no one who's really good at killing the healing totem, right? Yeah. Like, usually it's like, I'm gonna drop my healing totem, and you put it down, and then Drogos just like looks at you. He doesn't even know there's a healing totem there. He shoots the ground. He misses you.
Continues to do his thing.
Kills your totem.
Yeah, one of the things about Grok is he was kind of reworked recently. The Maelstrom build specifically, where a lot of the weight in that build was being carried by a loadout card, and actually got shifted over just to the left,
to the legendary,
to the lightning staff. Yeah, which is more interesting. And being a big proponent of playing that build a lot, it didn't feel like it changed the build or it even made the build.
You just have to actually hit your shots.
Yeah, it's just hitting your shots It would still do the same thing, but maybe we'll see a little bit. I'm excited to see that because we haven't seen much Thunderstruck Grok since that rework.
That's right. The Maelstrom Thunderstruck combination is a little different. Before, Thunderstruck would refund the cooldown as you hit more and more unique targets. Now it'll actually give you some ammo back, which means you can keep firing and still keep that shock pulse going, but you got to be hitting your shots. You got to be in range. It's no more just bouncing around all by itself.
So no longer fire and forget there.
I think Grok still can do a ton of damage, and his ult has its moments.
It does have its
moments. A lot of
moments.
people use it wrong. You know, you go for the kills with it.
I just pocket heal.
That's not going to do it, but yeah, with the right timing, when you can activate your ultimate and heal up your team, give them the speed boost, in the exact situation that that ult is made for, it's very good.
Absolutely. Just a little bit niche there for Grok. Both these drafts looking pretty strong here. Astral Authority definitely the top dogs here, the ones favored probably
very
to win
standard,
this series.
though.
Yeah.
You misled me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new slate. These are new teams. I think even Astral Authority to some degree at the end of the day is going to say, look, there's something on the line here. Like, you know, one good week or one bad week.
Nick, let me tell you a story. When I was in 7th grade, I had this science teacher. I forget her name. She wasn't very nice. But on her desk, the front of her desk, she had a little poster. And it said, don't make excuses, make improvements. Right?
Okay.
I learned from that. I hope you can learn from that.
Not an excuse. Those are my boys.
Don't play with my emotions.
They're just trying to, yeah. That can happen, though, when there's new teams, when it's a fresh slate. Nobody really wants to take chances right out of the gate.
It does make, especially today, as we've already seen 2 teams that I would have favored to at least see the semifinals drop out beforehand. Kungarna and Denial dropping very soon. Especially, that's got to sting with a new sponsor.
Definitely. So, not wanting to take any chances here. Astral Authority go with a pretty safe draft, it looks like, on Bright March, which is the newest map in the game, and it'll be interesting.
Which is interesting because that's a chance.
It is a chance, but
so that said, though, I think when you are a more seasoned team, it's a relatively safe gamble to say that you're gonna play that new better than everyone else.
Okay.
Because you're like we're just faster.
I think, yeah, there's truth to that, and I also think newer maps or less common maps are a way for newer teams to try and take games off of these better teams when, you know, they know nobody's practicing Timbermill, they know nobody's practicing Ice Mines. If they just become the best teams on those maps, those can be free wins for them because you don't get to have every map your way all the time, even if you are the top seed.
In my opinion, if you're a newer team or a lower skilled team, there's 2 ways to get to your goals, right? One is to copy the best team, do the same thing that they're doing, learn from them, and then catch up faster than they can improve, right? Because over time, if you're catching up at 10 units of good at video games per day, and they're getting better at 5 units per day, you're going to reach them. You're going to get there. Option 2, do something new.
Do something
Cheese. Whatever.
Cheese them.
That's cheese.
You bring up a good point. That's a really cool thing, and especially when we see international play, right? Because they tend to be behind just because the game hasn't been around as long. So they are kind of always playing catch up. But it's interesting to see them close the gap, and especially so in Smite. Now we do see like Latin American teams taking games off some of these higher tiered North American and European teams. We are going to have a quick break here while we get this all set up.
We're
going to
do our best to bring this game to you.
Definitely, guys. We're going to be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back for real this time, guys. Real quick, this is the draft once again. Makoa Androxus, Maldamba, Ruckus, Shaolin for Astral Authority, and Victor Drogos, Fernando, Ying, and Grok for Spooky Esports. I always, it's like mirrored, right?
Yeah, you got to get used to it.
Like,
I'm not used to it yet.
Got to go the wrong way.
Yep.
So right off the bat, which draft do you like a little bit more? I think I'm leaning. Honestly, I love Grok.
I'm leaning this way.
You're leaning this way?
Yeah.
I'm also leaning this way. Let's go, Spooky Boys.
All right.
I love Astral, but I'm a Grok man for life.
Yep, Grok man. What's your favorite Grok emote? You already know
the one. You know the one.
Yep.
It's my favorite one.
So good.
I did get to scrim a little bit with Astral Authority once, and I played Grok during it.
Did you emote?
I did not.
Oh.
I didn't really get the chance to make any great plays against them. They're actually nuts. These guys are super, super good. Spooky Sports. A lot of new names on this roster, but one that we do recognize from the AVGL Finals, Fire actually is on this roster. It's cool to kind of see. I didn't realize how stacked those collegiate teams were going to be. It was basically all pro players on Davenport there, but
yep,
the favorite's actually far. Remember, I lost that bet to Jerby. Feels bad.
Oh well. Can't win them all.
Can't win them all, guys. We're ready to get this game off for you. Game number 1 on Bright Marsh, the semifinal series between Astral Authority and Spooky Sports here. Let's head on in. First blood gonna fall. Wow, this whole team fight gonna go the way of Astral Authority right off the gate. Nice hook from WarDoom. Cleans up the final member. 45% on the point for Astral Authority.
Yeah, I mean, just early dominance from the double tanks, and that's sort of what you expect. If Grok and the boys can't make their way in and can't start mixing it up, they're gonna have a tough time.
That could be.
But the real question is, can they hold the Grok and the boys?
Grok and the boys.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dirty Grok and the boys. Astral Authority come away with the first payload here, pretty early on into this game. Minute 48 seconds. Half Shell still the selection here from WarDoom. Notable legendary choices. This game was Desert Shadow on Evulli's Evil-Eyes, Shaolin, and another hipfire-based Victor for fire on Spooky Sports. PROJ can actually drop iDropBodies around the corner, winning that unfavorable matchup, unfortunately, for the guys of Astral Authority. They're going to be on the back foot as Evil-Eye goes down as well.
Yeah, and controlling the payload now is Spooky, and this is exactly what they need to do. They cannot let Astral convert this early on. They need to scale up, get the record, get the cauterize, and that'll slow down the double tanks. But there's a pull and a kill. PROJ taken out of commission, and Dread Serpent very early in the game is going to result in a kill onto Fernando. Fire in a whole mess of trouble, but he does his cardio.
2 kills already. This is where we talked about Victor cannot get up onto the spawn high ground here. He's going to be spotted out by WarDoom's Mako, and actually stunned out by a nice, I think, probably reload.
He's still alive.
Stun.
He's still running.
He's still running around.
Run, Victor!
I mean, he's not going to escape for much longer. Evil-Eye pins him to the wall with a nice shot from the longbow there. A minute and 20 seconds remaining. 6 seconds before that Victor spawn, so good man advantage here as Astral Authority look to push up this hill that has yet to be converted on in professional play.
Well, we've only seen the map once, so not a massive sample size. Eledrax, though, going down. It looks like aDropBodies and the boys are on the path to a conversion. PROJ is going to find the Androxus player, though, and Doe, he's trying to do some damage on the Ruckus, firing down on that Fernando. The shield comes up, and Astral, they're running back. They've lost too much
for their lives here. Has a couple of charges of advance to spend, trying to get his way around the corner. doesupz so big, so tanky. Can Kusqt keep him alive? He cannot. He will fall. Body's looking for the shot here. Actually, heads off, has 1 charge to get up there. Did he make it? Yeah,
he made it on a little platform.
He did make it. Nice stun through the window there, looking for it. Now gets around to the backside, spots out the healer, catching a lot of damage. It could have killed that Ying, but unfortunately, the Dimensional Link cooldown was spent for that life. PROJ able to take him down as a result.
Evil-Eye getting some damage through the window. We'll find a kill on an amosts on the Fernando. Surging with power, trying to hold their ground, but Eledrax dies real quick, and this window is just demolishing, man.
Evil-Eye just wanted to fighting the whole team fight from back there, from the safety of his porch. Just being a grumpy old man, getting the kids off his lawn.
Get off my lawn!
Evil-Eye.
All right, let's do it. Flux Generator on Doe. Got Ripen Gourd on Kuss. Dark Stalker from iDropBodies. Evil-Eye with the Desert Shadow for the stealth, and WarDoom with Half Shell.
Their opponents will have Maelstrom for their Grok player Eledrax. Their Firefight on fire for Victor. Firefight for Fire's Victor. Wow. Aegis for amosts Fernando. Fusillade for PROJ. Drogos here. Badmit playing the focusing lens Ying. Yet to find a kill there. 1 Resilience did come out for Fernando. They're trying to get out of that Dread Serpent as soon as possible. Doesn't want to be crowd controlled during a fight for too long. Yeah,
and we already saw that Dread Serpent kill him, so it makes a whole lot of sense.
Has the Evil-Eye ultimate available here. The Heat Haze could go into that if he wants to. Eledrax been pretty quiet here, just kind of trying to keep everybody healed up. There's a big Dread Serpent. The Resilience is not high enough tiered yet for that 1 return kill, though. Fire does take down iDropBodies, gets dredge anchored and immediately taken out. Eledrax gonna lumber his way out of this fight with the Grok. Not really sure that that was the right pick. Not doing a whole lot this game. He's going to be taken down in the back line. Kusqt just controlling the zone around the point. Heat Haze is going to be popped for Evil-Eye. Really wants to stay alive here from this Drogos, who has already claimed the life of 1 Astral Authority member.
You know, I hypothesized that Grok would be able to do some work because the shields would be down from the Victor and the Drogos. That doesn't work with the Victor and Drogos dying immediately. And it seems like Astral and their front line are just able to run right over Spooky. There's no real chance for the backline to be able to do any damage. Death from above is not going to find any kills, but it'll get people low, and Evil-Eye, he's able to clean up.
does do a decent amount of damage done there. Body's able to escape, get healed up as well. 2 kills found on the front side of this engagement from Astral Authority. The Grok trying to keep everybody alive as Ying has already fallen here. It's going to be very important for the sustain, but Fire gets separated from Dirty Grok and the boys and will fall down as a result.
And now it's just a tank with no shield. Amos gonna fall 3-0, 6 minutes in, and it could very easily go all the way. Now I'm just not sure what to think about this conversion rate.
Take note of the positioning here from Astral Authority. If anybody wants to move down to contest this payload, they will be caught in the crossfire between Ruckus and Androxus. There it is. Grok's going to realize it before it's a little bit too late here. Has the Hexafire available. If they want, he's going to pop it. He's going to go in and he's going to shred that Drogoz before he can get around the corner. He's going to eat through most of the HP. It only prevents you from going below 1,500, so still finding a lot of value there. doesupz with the presence of mind to just switch targets during that Immortal. Beautiful mechanical play there.
Lovely positioning too. The thing about Astral is what they did there is they positioned to say, all right, make this fight optimal. Get the Ruckus behind. He's able to do a lot of damage just shooting people right in the butt. And then, because it's so close and so dangerous, their opponents have to use all of their ultimates. So even if Astral doesn't convert there, they still have the advantage going into the next round. They're still likely to get the capture point. Grok, not really working, man. 21k damage with only 6k healing. At that point, you're just not doing enough.
I think that's definitely the weak point in their draft there. 3 and 7 as well. PROJ and Fire got a decent amount of damage out, 42 and 41,000 damage respectively. But at the end of the day, it was the double tank that was just able to bully their way onto the point. There just wasn't enough of that damage. Maybe drop the Grok for either as another frontliner or a third damage room to try and punch through both of those frontliners. But that's going to be it for game number 1. A quick 4-0. That was it for the Bright Marsh. It was It was short, but it was sweet.
So the question is, game number 2, what's going to happen? What map is it going to be?
It's on Serpent Beach.
It's on Serpent Beach. There you go.
Here in this little box. I'm getting back. I feel like I'm getting more conscious about like trying to point at stuff on the screen. It's so difficult, dude. It's like blowing up my brain. Anyway, we're gonna get into the champion draft.
You know what the snake is named?
What?
Carl.
Carl? Carl the
water serpent, the stone water serpent. Yeah, the big one.
Spooky Sports with the first pick.
You can see him in the background there.
This time around. Oh yeah, you can. Probably gonna go for the Makoa there. This time around, what will Astral Authority look to do? Do they go back to the double front line, or do they transition into Fernando? I haven't seen anybody really play Fernando in a little bit. It's been a while since WarDoom kind of got to bust out his signature WarDoom wiggle.
I mean, he was so good. So hopefully,
I think this is probably like a good meta shift for Astral Authority, because WarDoom is a tank player. Apparently, he used to be really well known for Barrack. That was before I think even I was around in the Paladin scene, which is a long time ago. At this point, I'm getting old here in the realm, but WarDoom wiggle is definitely something.
Gonna be Hi-Rez gray hair?
Not for a while, hopefully.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
My pops is pushing 50. He's just now getting there, so I think I'm good.
All right. Well, Drogoz and Victor for Spooky yet again. They did the damage. They didn't do the surviving, but they did the
like
damage.
I said, I don't think that we don't think that was the problem with their draft. I think it was the Grok. So if they switched that up this time, they'll probably be more likely to go their way. And Droxus, though, Astral Authority again, probably getting everything that they want. They are gonna still go to the Barrack.
Yeah. So gonna see the Barrack. We'll see.
Barrack blood runs thick here with WarDoom.
Ruck is still on the board. Spooky does need a healer, so they could go double tank. Maybe be able to peel for their back line, or they could get another damage dealer.
I think we have seen doesupz play Barrack to the point where if Astral Authority do go for the Fernando, but on Serpent Beach, I don't know if they're gonna do that. Fernando definitely has the mobility to try and get around this map, be useful. Upon various, elevations, but it will be the Ruckus, in fact.
Makes sense.
Probably going to be just sitting on the point, collapsing there. Cassie picked up for Spooky Sports, but this is the adjustment that we wanted to see. I liked everything about their draft last time, except the Grok. Didn't really work out for them. This time they go with the Cassie. Hopefully that third damage dealer provides them enough punch to try and break this double composition from Astral Authority. Eledrax this time going to be on Pluck Makoa. Amos yet to select a legendary focusing lens, though, for badmit's Ying. Combustible for PROJ's Drogoz, and Exaction for Fire's Cassie.
On the other side, doesupz with the aerial assault. It's Kusqt with a ripened gourd, Evulli, recurve Shaolin, Architectonics Barrack, and Dark Stalker on the Androxus.
So first item choice is starting to come through here. Kronos, in fact, for Eledrax, wants to get as many of these hooks off as possible. And that's, a big part of what we see newer teams try to lean on when they're taking down the top dogs here. Just get as many of those dredge anchors off. It's the easiest way to give yourself a man advantage by far, Makoa. That's why he is, you know, just so valuable. He makes it very easy.
Throwing up some shotgun shots at that Drogo is not going to do too much damage, but it is WarDoom on the point and already 30% in favor of Astral Authority. They have lost their Androxus. They have not lost their position as Spooky. They've got the man advantage, but they're just, they don't have the health advantage.
They just refuse to push in on these double tanks, and this might be, is this too much respect? Is this fearing Astral Authority a little bit too much?
I think they're taking too much damage. It's
shredded.
Not kills, but they're all low health.
Not moving around on these flanks, not making use of all the space on this map. 63% on the point. 69 and climbing, still just refusing to get off here, this double tank. This is exactly how this composition is meant to be played here, just bullying your way, even without the man advantage, even a man down.
Oh, Ruckus does go down, though. And now it's single tank, right? So single tank for single tank. Makoa healing up. Victor around the side is going to force Shaolin out of the fight and then run away. Amos, can he survive, though?
Nope.
No, he can't. Oh, but he can get a return kill with the help of fire, and that's going to be big. Eledrax finding WarDoom. So it's 66%, and Spooky, they're catching up. I think they played the counter to the double tank quite well, actually.
Quickly closing the gap here, and this is bad for Astral Authority. They need to win this early game. Going in here, doesupz already taking a lot of damage. Dragon Punch being wound up, coming around the corner, looking for one. Astral Authority, he tried to go for
that was good.
Androxus there. WarDoom actually does come back into the fray. Gets taken down, but 2 kills for 1. They get 3 for 1 there. Fire picks up Kusqt as well. Overtime already started for Spooky Sports, and they come away with the first payload and wipe the rest of Astral Authority out.
Yeah, I mean, they played that right. They got low, and they were all low, so they couldn't go in just yet, but Ying is such an efficient healer when she's able to heal up people all over the place, right? That split healing is really what differentiates her from the Maldamba. Now pushing forward, Spooky is going to break the first choke point. Where are these double tanks going to look to hold up, especially with Barrack and his turrets, right? I guess it's that corner, but the turrets are already down.
Yeah, just struggling to actually keep his team healthy right now as they are taking a lot of damage. Here we go. Bodies moving out into the back line here to try and draw some of this fire off the front line. He's botted out by Amos for the time being. Victor being very careful here. This is exactly what Astral Authority need. Bodies just poking away, pecking, letting everyone know of his presence right now. But he's hooked and slain. Eledrax figured out the solution to that problem real quick.
Yeah, but the payload...
he created the space. Look, that's the space he created right now. Now on the back foot, Spooky... They gotta draw. They have to fall back for a time being and look for a pick.
And Spooky, man, they don't really have flanking options, right? They don't have a great way to get to Evulli and get him out of that little nest he's in. Dread Serpent's gonna come out. Eledrax is gonna die, and I think it just needs to be Spooky resetting off of the back of that Dread Serpent. Only Fire's alive. Not for long, though.
Double kill for Doe. Triple 3 in a row there for Bodies. On the Androxus, all cleaned up, sent back to base, Spooky Sports. And now this is really good for Astral Authority because they can move out and set up these tanks and trench their team a little bit further out, buying so much time for that clock to just tick out. It's all about the clock management right now, and ultimates being spent is a big decision here. But Maldamba is actually, when you're playing it well, one of the fastest charging ultimates in the game. There it is, Kusqt, one of the best noodle chefs in the business.
Yeah, I mean, serving up those mechanical noodles real quick. I love the way that snake looks. Up in the sky, it's drop bodies in the upper ground, but Kus is focused on healing up his tanks, and WarDoom staying alive as he ducks into that building. Astral's doing a fantastic job of using cover to drop their cauterize, and Doe just mowing people down. Spooky hasn't found a way to regroup and get back in.
I mean, Bodies is buying so much space for Astral Authority right now. You know, that doesn't come free. When doesupz just gets to advance forward and shoot into the back of 3 people's heads and just clean up all those kills, that comes as a result directly from iDropBodies out here doing exactly what he is right now, just being the pest that Androxus is so good at being. So they're out able to tie up this defense 1-to-1, holding that payload very convincingly.
And now going into round 2, you do have rank 2 of those damage items coming online. The Wrecker and the Cauterize for Spooky. Astral has not really purchased too much of them yet, as we do see WarDoom on 1, Kus hoarding his money, maybe just trying to blast through Kronos, which personally I do on Maldamba.
Yeah, that's what they're going to go for. They feel they have enough coverage here in the Cauterize and Wrecker department.
And Ruckus really is going to do a lot for that. Barrack too, because his shots, right?
Yeah,
You're not focusing on killing people, so you can just try and apply Hi-Rez.
Evulli has the best base scaling there to pick up the Wrecker and go and just shred right through those shields. Here we go, Astral Authority, iDropBodies on a 7 streak, headed straight to the back line, but doesupz is dredge anchored in and put in a rough spot here. Fire's trying to snuff out this Androxus, keep him back for the time being, let them use their man advantage to try and bully their way onto this point, and they have done just that. 25%.
Yeah, that pincer doesn't work if you go forward too soon. Doe got hooked and pulled into a 5v1. His Androxus hadn't even started flanking yet. Now it's the Dragon Punch, gonna find somebody.
Looking for doesupz, and he will find it. Shuts down the Hexafire as well, but Body's able to get the return kill. Evulli gets one as well. Body's looking for more. He will throw the reversal into the Inclone to get the guaranteed reset on his dashes. Now surging forward, looking for more blood here, but with the healer and the Cassie there, I don't think he's ready to take that 2v1, and wisely just heads back to his healer.
Yeah, now Body's trying to hold his ground, but takes a lot of burst damage from the Cassie. Able to fire and then use Blast Shot immediately, can do so much damage. It's a Dread Serpent coming out, not doing too much though.
Yeah, just trying to peel for doesupz, just trying to keep him alive, but he will in fact be able to weasel his way out, so great peel there for his teammate. Kusqt never likes to see any of his soldiers die there on the front lines. 90% for Astral Authority, quickly closing that gap though. Spooky Sports pull in doesupz once again, has the emitter shield, great bait there. doesupz puts his life on the line. Fire's gonna claim his life, but Bodies has already found 2. Evulli gets 1, Bodies finds another in the back line. The Astral Authority are in total control of this zone, and they are gonna come away with the second payload of this game.
I think there it was just the dredge anchors weren't quite right at the end of that engagement. Eledrax misses 1, and then his follow-up pulls in a Ruckus who doesn't die.
Oh yeah, he did not die there.
Oh look, aerial advance.
Cheeky getting up there on the high ground. doesupz says, I got plenty of mobility for this map
Oh,
here.
but that's the pull.
Dredge anchored, and that's the right target you're looking for. iDropBodies goes down. That's a lot of their back line. Little fly buzzing around there, trying to keep everyone distracted. doesupz narrowly escapes with his life for the time being.
Excellent use of aerial advance.
Yeah, very cool stuff there. Ruckus has that mobility option if you choose to go that route with the legendary. That just speaks to how much the legendaries can really vary your playstyle. Ruckus cannot do that. He doesn't select that aerial advance legendary.
Yeah, it gives you a third charge and allows you to go up in the air. For those who do not know, a dredge anchor can be narrowly avoided, but the bell tolls, and it tolls for badmit, who falls down on Ying. Drop bodies in that upper building is going to help eliminate PROJ. Eledrax falling as well. And that Accursed Arm might not have looked like it did too much, but it forced everyone out of cover. A little bit like a grenade.
Yeah, puts a little bit of damage in as well, and Body's living up to his namesake right now.
Yeah,
killing
absolutely.
a lot of members of Spooky Sports in the back line. doesupz looks like he's actually looking to get up onto this high ground, box out with this Makoa. Bodies is here as well. Eledrax going to be taking a lot of damage. Illusory Rift has just been popped to try and keep Spooky alive, but a Hexafire from the high ground. There's nowhere for Spooky to go.
And the problem is Eledrax, he moved out of the Illusory Rift. PROJ is going to find 1 with his Dragon Punch, but it's not going to be enough, as while 2 are pushed off the point, it's a reversal, keeping Bodies on the payload, no one to contest, and yet again, Evulli in the back, playing like a sniper.
13 streak for the Shaolin player, doing a very good job. He's not been under a lot of pressure. It's one of the weaknesses of Spooky's draft right now. They do not have any sort of flank, so Evulli, he's going to have a lot of these big streak numbers. He's not going to die very often unless he chooses to put himself in a riskier situation. iDropBodies, though, back on a 7 streak here. Really been on a tear for the majority of this game. Level 3 offensive items also starting to come online.
The Dread Serpent is available for Astral Authority, and with only Resilience 1 on fire, that's probably going to result in a kill.
That is kind of weird considering she does have the ultimate with the CC immunity on top of it. It's one of the
Well, it's not
charges.
available, though.
Yeah.
But it probably will be soon. Well, we'll see. But look for the Dread Serpent. I think that's going to be a big factor in these sites, and it comes out immediately, resulting in a dead tank. 2 more picked up by iDropBodies and Evulli, and it's a quick 3-4 wipe, only giving up their barrack. And WarDoom, he's died for the cause before.
Yeah, Evulli in that heat haze actually continuing to surge forward, capitalizing on that kill. Fire being taken down there. He's going to be very staggered from the rest of his team.
And now it's the zone. So far forward, Accursed Arm for the 1v1. Doesn't find any kills.
Easy 1v1.
It's the zoning. It's zoning all.
Did they overextend? Are they going to be able to get in here and get the overtime for Spooky? 96% here. Doesn't look like it. Even if they were, they had a lot of trouble there. A lot of shielding left on the point from WarDoom. Dome Shield and Barricade up and ready to be met. Any of those members from Spooky who felt brave enough to step on Daddy Barrack's point. That's going to be it. That's the 4-1 there. Strong turnaround from Astral Authority. Let's head to the stat screen. Take a little bit of closer look here. What went down in this game. I'm very excited to see Body's slash line here. 23 and 8, 6 solo kills in the back line. Gorgeous performance.
For me, it's Evulli, and it's not even his play, right? It's the result of his play. 1 death. He needs to die. Man.
Sure. That's just there's no flankers on Spooky Sports.
But that's exactly what the problem is.
Yeah.
There's nobody going for Evulli, nobody stopping him. He's able to just do damage freely. Not the top in the game though. Amosts
top credits
wrecking on Victor.
Yeah, top credits though going to Bodies. Very difficult to do on a flanker. You really have to be doing your job. You have to be finding those difficult, elusive flank kills early and often to be able to take top credits. That's going to do it for game number 1. Go ahead. Or actually, that's game 2. So Astral Authority
game 2. They are up 2-0 and
last
on the
potential
fast
game.
path.
Yeah, and fast path's going to continue here on Frog Isle. Very momentum-based map.
Yeah.
Small, easy to convert on.
So far, Astral has won every first point immediately. Let's check the draft.
Yeah.
I suspect we're going to see double tanks.
Yeah.
I suspect we're going to see...
We may even see a pip. This is where we saw them actually draft a healer pip.
Right.
Running Mega Potion here.
Drybear was right.
Tanks. He was right. Just double it. Somebody will play it.
Weren't you out that weekend?
Yeah, I think I was.
Did you know?
No.
I bet you knew. I bet you I
came back
your
to
ears were burning.
double pit potion and lifelike Ying with 100% on both clones.
Yep, it was good.
Little forehead action there, Makoa. Locked in Drogos as well. So Astral Authority, they go for the Maldamba second, so no pip, no healer pip this time. Feels bad, but the Drogos, Evilized Drogos, we'll get to see that for the first time today, which is exciting. Extremely good on Bomb King, extremely good on Shaolin, extremely good on Drogos.
Speak of the devil.
So Projectiles is the name of Evil Eye's game. Bomb King going to be selected though for Spooky Sports. That's the first time today in North America. So the
Victor's been working, so I don't mind that. What do you think of this map for Victor? Does he have the sightlines that he needs?
I think that's kind of early for a Victor because then that happens.
Well, we'll see. We'll see because we haven't seen. We saw some EV play yesterday.
Yeah.
Didn't really work.
Yeah, but
this is what Eevee's good for.
Is this going to be Kusqt's Eevee? I think it is. I think it's going to be Kusqt's
So then who's healing?
It'll be iDropBodies.
All right,
healing.
On the backup healer. So lots of flex options.
That's the thing about Astral Authority. Everybody can almost play this.
That's also the thing about Makoa,
flexible.
right? He's a great healer for damage dealers because usually your main damage dealer is the dudes with really good aim. Yeah. He's got a hit scan heal. It's like reverse healing, right? You shoot your allies. It's fun.
Exactly. And Droxus picked up as well to just try and counter out this Drogos as best he can, but a Shaolin comes through as well. So going to be interesting to actually see who's playing what here. I assume probably doesupz on Shaolin, WarDoom on Barrack.
Has Ying won a game today?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Eledrax here on the Makoa will be taking Pluck once again. Badmit on Focusing Lens. Ying, Accelerant for PROJs. Bomb King, Darkstalker on Fires, and Droxus Gunnery for Brimey's Victor. So a little bit of a roster switch up here.
Interesting.
As well.
Recurve on doesupz Shaolin. Ripen Gourd for Kusqt. Evil Eye on the Drogos. With WarDoom playing Architectonics and iDropBodies on the Eevee.
I don't think I've ever seen Bodies play Eevee. This is
we'll find out.
This is a new character.
Can't be that hard.
Added to the pool, looking to be more flexible. Even still, Kusqt has been the primary Eevee, I think, for Astral Authority in the past.
So why do you think Brimey's coming in? Because Amos Victor, I mean, top damage real quick, right?
Could be a lot of things. It's tough to speculate with these teams here. Going for the Wrecker right out the gate. 2 Wrecker, 2 caught for Spooky Sports. Only 1 Wrecker, 1 caught for Astral Authority. Blinking in, seeing what he can see, popping a shot off, blinking back. Type of wormhole play style that we expect to see most of this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a relatively low damage play style, but relatively high annoyance. You can see there he didn't hit a shot, so he's really only hit 2 shots this game so far. But it's the constant annoyance and constantly being something that Astral has to look out for. Because the moment they don't respond to drop bodies, he can go more aggressive, he can stay there a little bit longer, and get that second shot off.
Ooh, there it is.
Or
First
pick up
blood.
that kill.
Finally gonna fall there. Actually gets stunned out by the Grumpy Bomb, but
he just walked into it.
2 kills already come through, right? There's no nothing more they can do. Finds another big 1100 damage shot. So the bonus damage being leveraged here a lot of times after blinking. She does benefit from 20% bonus damage, taking it from about 900 to about 1100, where you can see her landing those big shots in the backline. Soaring away from Androxus, though. Astral Authority buying so much time, come away with the first payload.
And really, Bodies is not like a... He's not really being a damage dealer here. He's just a...
What a fire spit.
Cleanup. He's like... He is a fire spit, right? Like, he's like a backup fire spit.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, he's just every 4 seconds, the fire spit coming over.
Yep, just coming over. Maybe it'll hit someone. Maybe it'll do some damage, but it's forcing Spooky to respawn, and that is so critical. They can't set up because this Eevee, if they do set up, if they do start to stand still, the Eevee's just going to nail them.
Yep. Salvo being prime, but didn't come through there. Fire finds a double kill, though, so a little stabilization here from what has been, for me, one of the better players, one of the more guys that's going to step up and carry this Spooky Sports roster, one of their main fraggers. Of course, doesupz does go down to the Bomb King. It's been weird to see Bomb King kind of fall off, and I feel like this is just maybe one of those flavor of the month changes, right? Where one little thing, a couple of things change about Bomb King, and it's just the core of what that character does is still there, but people were so used to it being OP.
Yeah, that, and I think people also got used to playing against him, which is critical. I mean, I've seen the same thing in Smite. Happens with Thor every few months. He's in, then he's out, then he's in, then he's out. Bomb King, very similar, a lot of damage. Bodies, though, he's actually going in now.
He just pulled a U. He shot, and then he blinked forward to land the second shot.
I love doing that, dude.
As it was connected.
It always hits Haley. Shouts to Haley, one of our level designers. Only ever hits her. I don't know why.
60 seconds remain here for Astral Authority to try and convert this one. Eledrax already so low. Will go down to WarDoom. As a matter of fact, blinking out, trying to find safety here. 2 more kills come through for Astral Authority. Fire goes down from the damage from Kusqt, actually confirming that kill. 44 seconds to get this payload, just a couple more inches. Ying's the only one here left to contest it. Kusqt finds that kill as well and will push the payload through. 2-0. Astral Authority looking to close out this set and work their way into the finals.
I'm actually really liking drop bodies on Eevee. It's not like a dank Eevee, right? It's not like a super playmaker Eevee, but he's just doing his job.
Yeah.
Straight up, and he's doing it exactly the way it needs to be done. So much disruption coming out. 2-0 from Astral.
It's kind of their whole composition, right? Because you got doesupz on the Shaolin who's poking people for 1,000. You got the Fire Spits poking people long range from 1,000. You got Bodies who's poking people in and out for 1,000.
And you know what that does is it gives Barrick time to set up.
Yeah.
It covers his weakness, and when Barrick is set up, he's really good.
Yeah, just
really good.
Spooky they just kind of sat on the same corner there, being punished over and over by, body shots and Fire Spits over the wall, trying to break that corner. But it looks like Fire this time he's switching things up, which I love to see. The Androxus trying to work his way around the left flank here, trying to get to doesupz in the back line, but doesupz does smell it out early enough. He is going to withdraw and also call for help from iDropBodies. Everybody falls back to defend doesupz. Keep them alive. This unit needs to work together there. doesupz or the Dome Shield is actually going to be dropped as WarDoom gets hooked in. Double kill already for PROJ on the Bomb King, trying to answer back onto the Androxus player. Doesn't have the Impaler arrow. That would have been a good opportunity to use it, but off the back of some great play, PROJ and a nice hook from Eledrax. Spooky Sports going to come away with that team fight.
Oh, a nice shot from Evulli, though, is going to allow some more space for Astral to move forward yet again. It's been a nice adaptation from Spooky. They've done what they need to do to get some control of the point, but then they've lost again real quick. Drop bodies going in, keeping the Androxus low.
Fire spin over the wall here could hit a lot of members. It's only going to hit Eledrax for the time being, but still sitting on the point. Somehow WarDoom weaseled his way back on there and is now set up once again. 90%. No one here is looking like they're even trying to contest right now. Fire Spit's going to be absorbed by the Shell Shield, and Astral Authority come away with the second payload.
Just crazy amounts of poke. I don't think Victor's had a chance to actually shoot at the point at all, right? Like, he just can't go around from behind that wall. Excellent use of the grenade, though. I think that'll help. Hitting
a lot of members of Astral Authority. They're poking them pretty low, finding the resets with the Grenadier loadout car, but eating so much more from doesupz on the side. Fire Spit over the top. So many angles that they can attack from. Astral Authority drafting a really strong composition for their roster right now, and they are rolling with it.
doesupz holding behind this pillar, trying to heal up a little bit. And it's up to Spooky. They've got to hold in this final little choke point between the rock on the right and it's like a head on the left. It's like a jaguar head. Got to hold between those two, or you really don't have a shot. They're They're hiding behind that pillar, but that's just perfect fire spit bait. You can't fire spit, though, when you're getting pulled.
Ooh.
Still going to result in kills.
Evulli will take a spill there from Brahmi, but so much damage being put into the rest of members of Spooky. I don't know if they're going to be able to stabilize in time. Someone's got to get out here on this payload. I don't think PROJ realizes how close it was, and Astral Authority sneak it through, take this game, and take the set. 3-0.
Yeah, that was just...
That's strong play.
That's
there.
Frog Isle.
That is Frog Isle. That's also Astral Authority getting pretty much everything they want. We'll head on over to the stat screen here and take a look at what Bodies was able to do on kind of one of his newer characters here. Haven't seen him sport this a lot. 29,000 damage. So,
but he wasn't going for damage.
Yeah, not crazy amounts of damage. Didn't have to carry that game, right? He had Evulli and he had doesupz to do their thing. All he was trying to do was, you mentioned it, Brahmi 7-1 on the Victor, 37,000 damage, most on his team, but was so distracted. A lot of members very distracted from the point. Just couldn't get in there, couldn't do what they wanted to do. 14,000 damage. 4 fires in Droxus. Nobody could break that zone. There was so much pressure on the backline kept up all the time. You saw basically the one time dousupz was under pressure, Bodies immediately comes back to defend him. That was all game.
Because he can just be anywhere.
That was all game for the boys of the backline of Spooky Sports. Fire had to just be probably babysitting his backline. They couldn't just let his Victor go like that. They did a good job of defending him. He's only died one time there towards the end of the game, but just wasn't enough at the end of the day.
Well, it will be Astral Authority moving on to the finals to play against Impact. I'm excited to see that game. Impact has showed a lot of strength, but will Astral be able to, you know, just out-strategize them?
Neither team has lost a game yet in the tournament today, so we have no idea who's going to be able to take who. It's a strong roster. I'm actually very excited about this Impact roster coming together.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of strong players here, kind of handpicked from a couple of different teams. Hopefully they have what it takes to take it to the #1 seed from North America. We're going to have the final set ready for you in just a moment. We're going to throw you to a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.